everybody, welcome back to my podcast, the Cat Knit Podcast. My name is Grace. Today is Friday, November 11th, Friday, November 11th, 2016, and let us talk about some chatty things. I have coffee today, which is a little bit different, but grab something tasty to drink, and let's talk about some crafts. So today is a little different in that I don't have any show notes that I wrote down beforehand, so I'm just gonna kind of like go off of really nothing, which is fine. I can totally do that, but it's just like, that's why I was having trouble with the date and stuff, and I was not going with the flow quite as how I normally do, which that's fine. You know, sometimes you don't have time to write show notes, and sometimes there's just other things that need to be done. So that today was that day. Today is that day. There's so many more things that I need to do. I'm going to be dyeing some more yarn later this afternoon, which I'm going to show you some new colorways in this episode, which is really exciting. I came up with them on Tuesday, maybe? Yeah, Tuesday. And I'm so happy with how they turned out. It was, I had kind of like general ideas for both of them, but then they ended up being much more like, they ended up going a lot better than I expected. I was trying some new and different techniques to get different effects and stuff like that. So it went really well, and I'm really excited to try that more again today. I'm going to maybe try for like a Christmas colorway, so that's exciting. We'll see how that goes, but I will talk about that later in this episode. My knitting has been very, again, monogamous, but on something different, which is exciting, so you don't have to look at the building blocks shawl again. For right now anyway. I will get it done for sure, because I've been seeing everybody's finished ones, and oh my goodness, they look amazing. They're so big, and I really can't wait to finish mine. And I was watching the Fat Squirrel Speaks podcast with Amy Beth, who is so amazing, and I love that podcast so much. I was watching her most recent episode yesterday, and she was talking about hers and the colors that she picked, and she was laughing about the fact that having only done like maybe 3 of the blocks or the sections, she really didn't like the colorway or like the colors that she had ended up with, and then adding on to it, she started to love it more, which is really great. So that was just like, you know what, if she could do it, if Stephen West could do it, I can do it too. It's gonna be fun. And I really do like the colors. There's just some sections that I'm like, I don't really like that, but that's okay. I think it's really cool. I think it's very out of my comfort zone, and it's very like, I wouldn't normally pick that, so it's kind of fun to have something different. Needless to say, I haven't been working on it. Not needless to say, but I did say that at the beginning of this little rambly section. I haven't been working on it. I've been working on something else. I've been working on my clapotis or clapoti, or clapotis shawl. And I've gotten a lot of progress. I've started dropping stitches, and oh my goodness, I'm loving it. It's gone so quickly, and it's rolling at the bottom, but it'll get blocked out and it'll be all just fine. So there's the point. Yeah, I've gotten so much of this done, and I love that. I love that it's a really fast knit. I'm done with the increase rows, and now I'm just doing the straight rows, and yeah, I'm just so happy with it. I remember knitting it the first time and like not really, I enjoyed it, but it was just like I couldn't appreciate the quickness of the knit, I guess. And now it's just like, wow, this is going by so fast. I love this. And also, like I said last week, I am a sucker for a good Noro. which is the yarn that I'm using if you don't know. I just love these colors. Again, it's very out of my comfort zone. Again, it's like, not all of these colors are in my comfort zone, like individually maybe, but all together it's just like, this is a very interesting combination. I don't know if I would have picked that, but I really love them together. Thank you, Noro, for putting together color combinations that people normally wouldn't put together. I've come across maybe 2 knots, which is fine. It's very expected in Noro, or I really don't care. I really love the randomness of the stripes, and if there's not a gradual fade, that's fine, because that's just how it goes, and I really enjoy it. I've done 2 of the drop stitches, and I love it so much. There's very few things that are as satisfying as dropping a stitch off your needle and letting it ravel down and getting to unravel it yourself. That is so satisfying, and I love it so much. It was funny because I was doing it last night. I was working on it last night during our school, like, church group weekly meeting thing, large group as we call it, and I was sitting next to my fiance, and I dropped off one of the stitches, and he was like, what did you just do? Because being a knitter, he knows that you don't do that. Like, if you do that, you're kind of like, uh-oh, that's not good. So that was really cool, and I got to kind of explain to him what I was doing, and like showing him how it was going to be okay, and the fact that there are twisted stitches on either side of the drop stitch, so it like keeps everything nice and neat, and that was really fun. So I love knitting this. This is so much fun. I'm also, okay, so I'm trying some new needles. I got these needles. These are the I know I say that and I don't actually know what they are. All I know is that they're really sharp, which is great for like Noro purposes and not like splitting the yarn, which is really great, but they are kind of hurting my fingers a little bit if I do it for too long, so I do have to be careful about that. Also, I don't know if you can hear that, but the joint is like creaky. So to be fair, I did get these needles on sale at one of the yarn stores that we went to when I was in the Midwest. So I feel like I can't really complain because I got them for an amazing price. And creaking is creaking. There's nothing I can do about it, and 2, it's just sound. I really don't mind. So it's really not that big a deal. If you don't like creaking, I'm sorry. But this is what these needles do. It is, the yarn does kind of stick to the wood, and it'd probably go quicker if I was like on metal needles, but I wanted to try out these new needles that I had never tried before, and the pointy. So fun times indeed. I've been working on that. This is all I have left of the first ball, so I've gotten a lot out of, this is what they started off as. I've gotten a lot done. Clearly, as you can see from the knitting, I've gotten a lot done, and there's still a lot left in here, so I'm really excited about how much I've been able to get out of this yarn. It has 270 meters, which I don't know the conversion of that to feet, or not feet, yards. Why did I say feet? To yards. But I know that it is a lot, so that's good. This is really nice yarn. I can't wait to block it out. I know, like, it's kind of scratchy right now, or it's like, not scratchy. Excuse me, do we need to do that right now? I don't think so. I'm sorry, this wall, there's a window and it butts up against a road that people cut through to avoid traffic and stuff. So sometimes it can get kind of loud. But what I was saying, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, scratchiness. it's not scratchy, but it's definitely not like the softest thing in the world, which is understandable. Like, it doesn't look like it'd be the softest thing in the world. There's a lot of my hair on it, which I apologize. So I think that once I block it out, it will definitely soften up a little bit, and it'll have a nice drape. It has a nice drape already, but there's nothing that cannot be accomplished by a good blocking, especially when it needs it. So yes, this is my clapotis, or clapotis, depending on what you learned or what you thought it was when it first came out. Also, okay, so I'd never really done this before, but I've seen a lot of people do it recently. I know Amy from the Stranded podcast, she was doing this on her sleeves to mark increases, and I thought that was a really good idea. And so I just decided to do that as well with these little markers to tell me how many repeats I had done without having to count. Which I know there are other ways to do that because of the yarn overs on the side, but I thought this was really cool. It saved having to like count a whole lot, which was really convenient. So thank you, Amy, for giving that trick to me very indirectly. I'm going to keep on doing that, except I don't really know if I need to do that because I can kind of count when I do the dropping the stitches. So we'll see. I'm definitely going to do that in the future though, because that's super awesome and very convenient. And I actually just got some stitch markers from Coco Knits, or I got them in one of the yarn stores that we went to during our travels. I got 2 sets. Here's one of the sets, and I've put both of them in this one because I was just carrying around this one. I think there's some buttons in here, which is kind of funny, but they're very colorful. These are anyway. Oh, there's 2 other stitch markers that don't belong in it. So let's see if I can show you. They're like that. These are really fun, and they're progress markers. So, oop, there we go. Also, pardon that my nails don't have any paint on them. It's been a very busy week. So those are the colored ones, and then I also got a set of the metal ones, and I also put some of the colored ones in here too. So it's kind of hard to see them, but there we go. So we have the metal ones, we have the big rings, and we have baby rings too, which is really great. There was one that didn't look like it got cut right, so it's kind of like it's got a little bit of a gap in one in the middle of one of them, but that's okay. I just won't use that one. But that was kind of okay. So we have very similar to the colored ones. We have regular size ones, and then we also have little baby ones. Just very simple, nothing special at all, just a basic silver washer type thing. So I really like them. They're very simple and they're very classy looking, so that's what I've been using on my clip-hoodie, as you can see. My clip-hoodie shawl. So that's exciting. I've been using those, and those will, since I have so many of them now, it's very easy to mark my progress, which is really great. So I've been working on that. And actually this has been living in, and it's not living in right now because I was just taking it out to show you, but this has been living in this wonderful pumpkin spice latte bag, which I got from the Suburban Stitcher, and she has lovely, lovely bags. Here's her tag. And I will link her in the show notes and all that jazz. Everything that I will have talked about, you can find in the show notes. Excuse me. In addition to where you can find me normally, which is on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Ravelry. There will be a Ravelry group. Excuse me. So that's exciting. Anyway, she had pre-orders for this way back in like August or something like this, and something like that, and I accidentally mailed it to my parents' house because my mom got one as well, and so I didn't get it until maybe a couple weeks ago. But I really like it. It's really like hardcore sturdy, and it's also got a flat bottom so it can sit and be very nice. And it also has a very nice wristlet thing with a claw hook, which is really great. So you can take that off, you can keep it on, you can hook it to stuff like a belt loop if you are going to a football tailgate this weekend, like myself. You can hook it to your belt loop and you can knit while you walk around, which no shame in doing. No shame at all. So yeah, I really like this bag. It's so cute. Plus it's pumpkin spice lattes, and how in the world can you go wrong with that? She had a peppermint mocha bag as well, based off of the Starbucks drink, as is this, I think. Yes, because it looks like a Starbucks drink. And she had pre-orders for that a couple weeks ago. I don't know if she's still offering those, but they are also very cute. But in general, her bags are super adorable, so you should totally go check her out. And they're very well made, and she's so nice. And she's also in Texas, which is really great. So that's where my Clapote shawl has been living. So it's also really great because I was thinking about this the other day, putting my knitting in this bag. So the fabric is very sturdy, which is wonderful for a multitude of reasons, but also because my needles are so sharp. I'm not worried about like them puncturing the fabric, which is terrible. I've had that happen many a time with like some flimsier like cottons and stuff, which is fine. That's my own fault. I was not being careful. It's not a fault of the bag at all, but it's really nice because I don't have to worry about that because the needles are so sharp. So, yay bag, so wonderful. Okay, so also, what am I wearing? I'm wearing a cowl that I believe is called the three color. No, look it up real quick. I have my computer right here. I'm sorry. I made it a couple years ago, I think, and it's made out of Malintosh Merino Light. 3 color. Let's see, is this it? No. Uh-oh. I remember, I think it's a Hohi Locatelli. Which I don't know how to spell. I'm very sorry for this. I should have looked this up. This is a result of not writing show notes. But one of the bingo, I was close. The 3 color cashmere cowl, which is alliteration out the wazoo. If you like alliteration, this is definitely your cowl. Which I don't know why that would make you want to knit it more, but whatever. I see it has also messed up my hair, but it's okay. So this is the 3 color cashmere cowl by Cowl. 3 color cashmere cowl by Hohi Locatelli. It's a lot of words that I cannot say. It's been a long week, but here we are. And so it takes 3 different colors of fingering weight. I personally liked going with the single because I knew I could block it out and it would be so soft and so drapey and so wonderful. I don't remember what the names of I believe the purple is like sugar plum or something. And then the gray is like maybe gossamer, if I can remember correctly. And then the red was really fun because it's called it had to do with like Texas chili peppers or something. and I can't believe I forgot, but it's so much fun. It was just like, it's very Texas, and it's definitely not that like light in showing up on the camera. It's much more dark. It's like a wonderful, wonderful garnet-y red that's like very deep and a bunch of different variations of the garnet, and I love it so much. It was such a fun knit. I pulled it out yesterday because the low was 51 and we were walking around to and from our car, which is a decent walk, maybe a 5-10 minute walk to go to a large group. And so the hand knits did have to come out in order to keep warm. So, and I pulled this guy out. I didn't end up wearing it, but I had forgot that I had it, which was kind of sad. But I'd totally be down to make another one because it was a lot of fun, if I remember correctly. Actually, I don't need to remember correctly. I know that it was a lot of fun in it. It's because I think the variation of everything, there's so much to it. There's stripes over on this side, there's lace, there's like a textured pattern, which I know you can't really see, but it's got like little pearl bumps. Then you have another stripe section, and then an eyelet and stripe section. So it's not like, oh my goodness, I have to knit a tube for like 10 inches on size 3s. It's so terrible. How boring is that? No, it's not that way at all. Also, my hair is long enough now that I can do that to get it out of my cowls and such. I'm very excited about that. So that's what I'm wearing, and I highly recommend this pattern. It is a lot of fun to make. It's also a very nice gift for Christmas knitting, which is very nice because it goes on to my next portion of knitting that I'm going to talk about. Last week I said I was going to have 2 Christmas gifts done, which definitely did not happen. But I tell you, hold on. I did order all the yarn that I needed for every single Christmas gift that I am going to knit, which Knit Picks is a wonderful place because it is cheap, good quality yarn with an amazing amount of colors to pick from. So that is where a lot of things are coming from, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it should be coming soon, which is why I've been working on my Clipoti for that's what I've been working on, because I know that once the Christmas knitting stuff comes, that is what I should be working on at all times. So I'm getting in as much personal knitting time in as I can before it shows up. And I got a notification today, right before I recorded, from Knit Picks saying that my order had shipped. So it's coming. The Christmas knitting is coming. I'm gonna be doing that as soon as possible, as soon as it shows up. So that's exciting. So no, I did not knit any Christmas knitting, but I did make progress. I did make progress in the Christmas knitting realm, so that's good. And this week has just been really busy. I feel like Monday and Tuesday were like, they weren't slow necessarily, but they were just kind of like, wow, this is taking forever. This week is never gonna go by. And then Wednesday came, and Wednesday was special because I went to Houston for the day, and I got to pick up my wedding dress. And we had my first fitting, and so I got to try it on for the first time since August when we got it, and it was so amazing. I'm so excited. It was even more beautiful and more amazing than I ever could have imagined. I'm so excited to get to wear it, and yes, so that was a big deal. That was a day trip on Wednesday, and so Wednesday was very busy. Lots of driving, lots of good fun times. So, and then yesterday was also busy. I did a lot of wedding stuff yesterday. Oh, I remember what I did at the beginning of the week. I addressed lots of save the dates and stuff, which I still have a lot more to do, which is what some of the things I will be doing today. I've also emailed lots of people, made progress with that, worked on forms. So it's been a very busy week, but it doesn't seem like a lot because it's like, but it does seem like a lot at the same time. I don't know. It's been a pretty busy week. But tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow there is a football game here in College Station, which, if you follow that, we lost our number 4 ranking. I don't particularly care. I like the social aspect of football, so that's all I really care about. That's okay. You know, everyone's entitled to their personal preference. So that's cool, and that'll be very exciting. I'm going to make some brownies, and that's very fun. I got some Christmas sprinkles from the grocery store the other day, which I'm sure you really wanted to know. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I got Christmas sprinkles, woohoo, for brownies and cookies and stuff, because if you love baking, you need to have seasonal sprinkles and cupcake liners. Most definitely. Because then you're like ready to go if you have a party or something you need to go to, and you always have like a box cake mix and some icing. You are ready to go, and you don't even really need to think about it. You're just like, I'll bake something. I'm good. I got the stuff all ready to go. I'll just pop those in the oven, and it'll be done before you know it. And then you have the joy of getting to decorate them, picking which sprinkles you're going to use. So, but I'm making brownies this time, so that's fun. Also very fun, very easy. And I have coffee, which is different than what I normally do, because I always have tea, but I wanted to do something different. Anyway, so moving on, that was a very rambly tangent. I don't even know where we started from that. Christmas knitting, maybe? I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. We're moving on. So I have two new colorways that will be going up in the shop at some point in the near future. I'm thinking possibly this coming Thursday, as that will be 2 weeks after the first one, which is, I feel like, a decent amount of time to get the work that I need to get done in between each update, but we'll see how that goes. I will be dyeing later today. I'll be coming up with some more colorways. I don't know how many, but there will be more. So I'm very happy with how these turned out. I'm very happy. They don't have names yet. Actually, one of them does. One of them does have a name. And I also am I dyed on a new base as well. I'm going to be introducing a cashmere blend into the rest of them, and I don't remember what the fiber content is exactly, but that'll be in the show notes, I think. So, yay. So without further ado, here is one of the new colorways that does in fact have a name. So this is, I will call this like winter berry or winter berries, I think. I believe this is the cashmere base. It's a worsted weight. And oh my goodness, it is so soft. I love it so much. So here is the same colorway, winter berry, on the worsted base that I had last time, which I believe is the cozy base. Boop. It's going really well. I really love how this turned out. This was the second one that I dyed out of the whole evening, and so I was so excited about how the first one turned out. I was like, whoa, I have to try this again. I don't really know what exactly I'm gonna do, but I want something with this name. So and these skeins are pretty messy. I really wish I didn't have to reskein them, because I really love how the colors look together the way that they are, but we'll see. The fingering skeins, this is a fingering weight, by the way. The fingering skeins, it's pretty much like you always have to reskein them, which is very unfortunate. But that's okay. I think the other ones will be fine. So that's the first colorway. That's Winter Berries. Winter Berry something or other. That is on a fingering and 2 different kinds of worsted weight. This one reminds me of confetti cake. So this is probably going to be called confetti cake. But, man, I wish it showed up better because this lighting is not at all doing it justice. That's a little better. I just gotta hold it at the right angle. Boop. So yeah, it's just got a bunch of random speckles. It's like a light, very, very light peachy, corally color. Got some yellows, got some greens, got some reds, got some teals, got some yellow. It's really, really super fun, and I would love to make a shawl or something with several different colors with this. Maybe like a brioche shawl. I think that would be really fun. Which I'm going to talk about in just a minute. So this is really fun. This is on the fingering base, which I believe is the Jolly base, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. This is bad. I think it's the Jolly colorway. Also, I see that it's like blowing out behind me. The sun is out, and I didn't close the blinds in the kitchen, which is it's my kitchen behind me. But that's okay. I'm in here. This is a sport weight, I believe. Yeah, this is the sport. So Playful. I do remember that. Playful or confetti cake on Playful. And there's a better side to look at. So it's just a lot of color, and I had a lot of fun doing it because I didn't really know how exactly it was going to turn out, but I'm so happy with how it did. So I don't think this one needs to be reskeined or not. I'd rather not, but I think I might have to. I don't know. We're also going to twist it into ink and see what it looks like. Getting really good at doing this. I mean, I wasn't terrible to begin with, but having to do it so much was like, oh man. I like, not to be like, I love my yarn, but I really, really like that. So, confetti cake. So that's a sport, and then there's also one on the cashmere worsted weight base, which has a different name than Cozy, but I don't remember what I wrote it down to be. I'm sorry. Man, this is just like really wonderful. I really like how this turned out. I'm so happy with this. It's just so rewarding. It's like, man, I made this and I'm very proud of it. Starting out, this is a very bad skein. Probably needs to be rewound, but starting out from like not knowing what at all I was doing to be able to do this and sell it to you guys is really amazing. It's really very, very wonderful. I'm so excited about it. So, confetti cake on the cashmere worsted base. Has a name. Has a different name. I don't remember what that name is. It'll be in the show notes. So that's good. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I'll talk about it really quick because I see I've been recording for about 35 minutes, so I don't want to go too long. But I found a podcast yesterday that I don't remember how I found it. I think it was like a related videos thing that I found that I saw on YouTube after watching someone's, but it's the Hey Sister podcast, and it's 2 sisters, Rachel and Tabby, I believe, and they dye yarn, I think. And from what I've seen, their yarn looks amazing, and I really want to knit with it. But they're very sweet. They're so adorable, and Their most recent podcast was about an hour and like 15 minutes. And usually when I see that, I'm like, I don't know if I have enough time to like devote to that. But once I started it, I didn't want to stop. And I was really sad when the episode was over. So they're just so sweet. Anyway, one of them, I think Tabby, I believe, is making the Marley shawl by Andrea Mallory. Yes. And it's a very simple brioche shawl, and her knitting, both of their knitting, just really inspired me to like knit the things that they were knitting, which I think is a very like a good sign of a good good sign of a good podcast. Hopefully mine does that for you. I don't know if it does, but hopefully it will. And so I saw her Marley and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to cast that on. That being said, I did keep in mind that I have Christmas knitting coming, so I did not. But I do have yarn in the mail from Amy, the Stranded Dye Works yarn. I'm very excited about that, and I do have like other stash yarn that I can put with it that I really want to like maybe do something with, or I could use the October sock blank for, I don't know. There are just so many options, and I want to do it so badly, but I have so many things I need to knit. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I might do something if like I finish a handful of Christmas items that I can cast something on, and then I don't know. Who knows? It's Christmas. You know, you gotta be happy. You knit what makes you happy. That's all that really matters, right? Although I'm not saying that gifts don't make me happy, because they make me very happy, but there's also personal knitting, which is always fun. So, yes. I think that's all I have for this week, but thank you so much for sitting and listening and chatting to me, with me. Goodness gracious, what am I trying to say? Thank you for sitting around and giving me some of your time of your day. I hope you've had a wonderful week. I hope that you've knit lots of things. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.